Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 TS Hub Night Chat Show, and half 10 I've got our esports team guys and MLA. How's it going?
Not bad. I think Mark just left.
Oh, Mark's had enough. Hopefully he can jump back in. Kian,
There he is.
there he is. Kian, how did what do you think of your prestige tier?
Well, it's snacked, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm a small fish in a big pond, I think, here, to be fair.
What are your
But
realistic
I like
targets
challenge.
for the season then?
Maybe to fight for the lower end of the points, I'd say. Because I think it's going to be quite tight down there. So hopefully, if
Obviously
I can stay down there.
you got Techno Thriller who's moved up to the top tier with
Yes.
you.
hmm
So do you look at him as kind of a target that
Baseline,
you
yeah, probably.
that you want to finish
Like,
ahead of?
I don't know. Probably like a baseline that I'd need to be at, to be fair. To be competitive, because I think he'll be quite competitive himself.
MLA, what
So
do you
yeah.
make of the prestige tier?
It's gonna be super tight this year, and any mistake is gonna be very costly. From any small things like a corner cuts to something like getting the pit stop right is gonna be very tight this year, and I think because the margins are so tight in quali nights, so I definitely think it's gonna be a lot tougher this season.
I definitely think you're right. I mean, from someone who's raced in a few leagues, this top tier F1 TS Hub is surely one of the quickest.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. You've got the likes of Beastas in here. You've got new people like Skivan, who's very fast as well. So I really think it's definitely be gonna be fun to watch for the viewers, and I think it's gonna go right down to the wire.
What would be a realistic target for you? Obviously, you finished runner-up last season and you won the constructors title.
Um, for the first part, it's just to make sure I get to the level that I was on the controller, and then we'll see how we stack up as we get to the likes of Austria and Silverstone, and then I'll see where I stack up, and I'll see if we can build up from there.
So what made you, obviously you switched from the pad to the wheel, what made you
Yeah.
decide to do that and why did you do it now?
To try something different and something new, and of course it's a learning curve for me, but I think for the long term for me, because I like racing, I think the wheel is probably the best way to try and keep me hungry for success.
And what setup have you got then at where you race? What wheel and setup are you using?
It's a Thrustmaster T300 with T3 PA pedals.
So that T300 I think is the most popular wheel
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the F1 game at
it's quite
least.
high. Yeah, it's quite high value in the market, but it's very good once you get used to it. It's got strong force feedback, and yeah, pretty. It's actually pretty fun to use.
Alright, question for both of you. What would you say to Kian? Obviously your first race was last season at F1 TS Hub. MLA, yours was in
Mm.
season 9. What would you both say to some of the new guys that are not just in your tier but in all the tiers that are getting ready for their first race in on the 4th of May?
Go on, Mark. You can go first. I need to think.
I would say just settle in, relax, and enjoy yourself, and then yeah, the results will come.
Is that what you did? Is that what you did when you beat me in your first race? You just relax, yeah?
Yeah,
After I got pole.
yeah.
Good stuff. Nice to know you were taking it easy. Kian, what would you
Oh
say?
God. Pretty much the same, I'd say. And try and enjoy it as much as you can, to be fair. And then
Obviously,
just see where it takes you.
Austria's going to make the field so close, being such a short track. Do you guys have fond memories or bad memories of Austria?
Wow.
I would say
Mark.
my only memory is making the three-stop in quali count that got me my most recent pole there. So yeah, the race didn't quite work out for me, but still, at least I got pole.
Yeah, it was the only time I got overtaken last season in the podium tier.
Oh yeah, you got the floor wiped with you in the wet, didn't you, Kian?
Yeah, by
By
Dweller.
Dweller, yeah.
And then I
Dweller's in the pinnacle
disconnected him
tier,
for his champ.
I think, this season, isn't he?
Yes.
Dweller ended up there, so
Yes,
that'll
he
be
is.
interesting to see how he gets on in that tier. So what else was I going to say to you guys about Austria? Obviously, first race of the season. You guys hoping for dry, hoping for wet?
Probably
Obviously, the wet
because
suits the pad a bit more, doesn't it, in this game?
yeah, and I'm a
Yeah.
pad user, so hopefully a bit of wet to spice it up would
Yeah.
be nice, to be fair. I think.
Preferably, I want the dry weather for obvious
No, you don't.
reasons.
No, you don't.
Alright, so
Yes, I do.
here we go. Here we
No, you
go.
don't.
So this is something I wanted to ask MLA since Brazil. Why did you and Sean both pit with 2 laps to go? I mean, I understand why you pitted because obviously you were quite far behind in the points, but take a gamble. But why did had Sean not pitted, if I remember correctly, he was already ahead of Beastas and the championship would have gone on to Abu Dhabi. But I think because you both pitted, it meant that he ended up winning it there and then. Talk us through it.
It was most likely going to be a split strategy, but literally because that my title hopes were fading quite fast. I thought it was probably worth giving it a try, even if I wasn't going to be successful anyway. Because if I didn't try, it was probably unlikely anyway that I would have kept it going into the final race. But I didn't exactly know where Beastas was at the time, so yeah, it was pretty difficult to actually know whether it was the right choice or not. But obviously now looking back, it was the wrong choice. But yeah, I just gotta learn from it and yeah, make sure I don't.
Were you on the radio to Sean during the race?
Yeah, we were.
And he said he was going to pit.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Wow.
At the time, we were like, "What?" I remember I watched the video back the other day actually, and Alan in commentary go, "Mercedes, what have you done?" Literally like that. And yeah, it made me think. Oh, I need to ask MLA.
It's not good enough.
So, constructors title, MLA. Do you think you can? Obviously, do you have a teammate in mind, and then do you think you can defend it with that teammate?
It's all. I think in general we just have to. I just think we just have to really stay consistent throughout the season because the gaps are going to be so close, and it's going to be more important on races when you're not really that great that you take the points because yeah, I really do think it's going to be a lot harder this season to actually retain the constructors. But if we do it, then that will be great.
Obviously, MLA, you raced in season 9 where we did that new format that we tried, where we split the season in kind of 2. Were you expecting the league to do something different with the format in the shortened season?
Yeah, I would have thought that it would have happened this season, but it was a surprise to me that it was kind of the same format as the full season. So yeah.
Well, here's a little bit of gossip for anyone that's watching. So we did discuss, and we got quite far in the stage of discussing changing the format, which was going to be at your home race, you get double points. and if your home race wasn't on the calendar, the race closest to your national, because we brought the whole new nationality thing in, the flags and stuff like that, we were going to do it so, yeah, your home race, you get double points. So there'd be no disadvantage to anyone, because everyone would get the opportunity to have one race with double points. But it's something that we couldn't quite agree the finer details on as a team, so we ended up not running it. But it was something that was talked about. Same as we talked about doing a constructors in terms of continents, so like Europe, America, that kind of thing. But again, these were just some ideas that we discussed. But we ended up just going for, I think because season 10 was so successful and it worked so well, we just ended up kind of doing that. But obviously only 12 races. Right, we're going to get 2 drivers in, so bear with me. We're going to get Kingdom Martin, and we're going to get D Fletcher. So hold there, guys, and let me grab them. Yep. Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah, learning the wheel has changed his name ahead of the new season. And
How
obviously
he's in the pinnacle tier, I will never know.
Yeah, it's, from what I understand, he's given up some other leagues. Just simply doesn't have enough time to put the practice in and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see, how he gets on, because I think did he win twice in the end of season 10?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he won Japan and I think Brazil possibly.
Brazil, yeah.
Hello, Kingdom Martin, you alright?
Hello, mate. You good?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We're live, by the way, so welcome to the league and the talk show tonight.
Right.
We were just talking about with Kian. We've got Kian and MLA here. We were talking about their advice to obviously a driver's first race in the league. Is it what tier did you get placed in, Martin?
Let me double check.
I think it's the Pinnacle.
Yep, Pinnacle too.
Pinnacle. So, what are your goals heading into the season?
Well, I know there's some fast guys in here right now. There's a couple of guys I've already raced. A couple of guys that I know I can't beat. I'd be hoping for decent points every single race, to be honest.
Good stuff. And obviously you're new to league. How are you finding it so far?
Yeah, I like it actually. I really like it. It's friendly. Feel welcome. It's all good.
Good stuff. Obviously, MLA, you were fighting for the Pinnacle Tier Championship right till the end last time out. What would your advice be to Martin when he takes on the Pinnacle Tier this season?
Just enjoy the basically as long as you enjoy the racing, I think you'll have a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
Martin, what would you say your strengths are as a driver? Like hot lap pace or race wheel to wheel, or?
I think my best is hot lap pace, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I'm very good at hot lap pace. I do. Judging going by my league racing history at the moment, I do tend to bottle it quite often, unfortunately. I'm hoping to iron that out from now on. I think that's actually why I've gone looking for a new league, because my league racing luck as of yet has been pretty atrocious.
So do you find you get caught up in incidents a lot?
A lot, for some reason. It's mostly first lap incidents I get caught up in a lot.
Yeah, tell me about it. I had a season like that as well in season 8.
In league racing, there's kind of nothing in between. I either finish in the top 5 or I don't finish. It's kind of weird.
Do or die kind of results.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. So you're obviously hot lap pace, so we should be looking for you in qualifying near the front?
Yeah, I am very good at qualifying. I'm not sure about near the front because I have seen that there's a couple of very fast drivers in my division that I have raced before, and there's a couple of guys in here that I am already expecting to beat me, but I could be quite near the front, I think.
Good stuff. Austria, what do you think of Austria? Good track?
Austria is actually my strongest track.
Oh, good stuff. So you'll be starting on a good note then.
Yeah, I hope so. A good qualifying time for me around there. I know people can do faster, but a good time for me would be about a 5.7, 5.8.
That's pretty fast, to be fair.
So it is a very, very strong track for me. It's actually my best track, to be fair.
And Austria, of course, there's plenty of places to overtake. And I think MLA, we saw BSAS spin out when he was racing you and Sean last season, didn't we?
Yeah,
In the final sector.
yeah, he did.
I remember that. I think I saw that the other day. You, Sean, and then Sean got past both of you, I think, and then BSAS spun off.
Did you say Beastas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because last time I raced him, I went to bed crying.
Oh.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, he's the defending champion.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think MLA went to bed crying a few times last season too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, crying again.
Yeah, he's not in your tier, Martin. So you'll be safe from his blistering pace.
No.
Yep.
But Kian, you're going to go up against him for the first time. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a new challenge. I only know how to lead from the front and be near the front of a grid, so
And then
it'll be
disconnect.
interesting being in the midfield.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you're a bit disappointed Lawrence didn't get into the top tier, the
Yeah.
prestige tier. How do you think
Yeah,
he'll fare
he was
on
close.
the pinnacle tier?
I think he'll be near the front. It depends how much practice he can put in because of work, but he could be around. I think he's around Bookster's pace, so he'll be up there near the front. So
Yeah,
I'll
obviously,
be rooting for him.
Bookster finished runner-up to you, I think, didn't he? But he's obviously in the tier
Yes.
below, so you're going to miss racing him?
Yeah, to be fair, not around Belgium, but around other tracks, yeah. Especially Japan, I think it was. We had a really good race, so yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're just going to get as Fletcher isn't popping in, we're just going to grab Tejwar. Right, so wait for him to join. Talk us through Kian and MLA. Did you both get called into the drivers' press conference last season?
A few times.
Yeah.
And what would your advice be to Martin if he gets called into the drivers' press conference for this season at some stage?
Ignore, like, I don't know, the Odoms likes to roast people, so just be wary of that. The questions might be a bit harsh compared to what you're doing.
I'm familiar with his work, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hello, Tom.
Hi Nick, how you doing? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad. We're live. How's your Friday night going?
Friday night's going quite well, thank you very much. Had a few quiet drinks, nothing too major. I'm out tomorrow night, you see, so I'm
I
at the gym
see.
early on, so just having a bit of a calm before the storm of tomorrow. So
Ah.
yeah.
Good stuff. What did
And,
you think?
I tuned in earlier on for the unveil. I was having a cigarette in the back, listening on my headset on YouTube. Yeah, I was quite surprised to be placed in the pinnacle, but you know it's a challenge. Some familiar faces, obviously Boogs there, Kev, obviously teaming up with Gaza this season, so that's going to be a good challenge in itself. But I think between the pair of us, we're both rather competitive, and we're both quite keen to make sure we work together and put a good fight up for the pinnacle tier this season.
Definitely. So you say you're teaming up with Gaza. Is that all but confirmed?
Yeah, well, he won't stop pestering me. He even knocked on the door at one point. So Yeah, so that's. I don't think I'm breaking any news there when I announce that, but yeah, me and Gazza, yeah, we got quite close at the end of last season. He's saying he's been struggling and blah blah blah. We just had a little talk really. I mean, I've been racing now for too long. I'm 32. I've never been quick. I'm probably a bit more of a craftier driver than a quick driver, but hopefully we can balance the two between experience, not so experience, and we can make a good partnership and do a better job than Felipe Massa on a Land Stroll, if you will.
All right, quick question. Obviously, you said you've never been quick, but I think you took pole position at the first race of last season, 10, didn't you?
Impressive.
I did, yeah. That was just for the banter. But...
That was just the banter, was it? So you got your eyes set on a repeat for season 11, first race?
Nick, I'd love to. I'd love to win a championship. I've never won a championship. I've won races, but I've never won a championship. It's a tough ask. Definitely a tough ask. I mean, you look at the quality in the pinnacle tier. If I could get one podium, I'd be delighted. But you know, like last season, it was great battling up and down the field. If you keep your nose clean, you're going to have a good race, and that's what it's about, really, isn't it? Enjoying yourself more than anything. So I intend to do that.
Good stuff, and obviously a lot of the pinnacle tier drivers this season moved up, like you did, from the podium tier. You've got Martin, who we've got in here as new to the league. What would you say to him heading into the first race of the season?
Stay away from me. What I'd say, yeah, is take what opportunity you can to practice. I mean, I don't know how long you've been racing for, but try not to let the environment or the event overall you. I mean, when I first started racing, I used to always get nervous and overthink things, and you know, you break earlier because you're anxious. Just try and get into a routine of just being settled, and you know, make sure you're behind us.
You asked how long I've been racing for. In case you're wondering, my first F1 game was F1 1998 on the PS1, and I've been playing them every year ever since.
Wow.
I can beat you. I had the
PS1
F1 95. You know, the one with the old yellow car on the front of it.
In reference to what you said for the second part about the nerves, that's actually one of my biggest issues. I take league racing way too bloody seriously, and I had a league race last night in TMC, 50% hungry. I spent literally 35 laps of sweat. By the time I ended, I had to go for a shower. It was that bad. I take it so seriously.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time where I've been shouting and screaming. Neighbours probably thinking, what the hell are you on about? But yeah.
Calming it down is one of the biggest things I need to do in truth.
When you guys
I've been
are
racing for as long as you.
when you guys are lining up on the
F1
grid
That's
on the
right.
formation lap, what's you? I used to get nervous. I find the formation lap made me more nervous. The fact that I had another 90 seconds to drive round to my grid slot and think about what's going to happen into turn one.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You just want to about turn one.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. If you like qualify outside the top 10, you're on the harder compound. You pick up if a couple of people have got overzealous, knocked a couple off. You find yourself 8th, 7th. You're feeling quite comfortable because you know you're probably going to one stop. Like basically, just try and keep your nose clean. You can tell I'm quite slow, can't you? But yeah, you just try and keep it clean. You know, I'm always in the midfield, so I'm always quite cautious and letting people pass and whatever. Austria's going to be a cracker, definitely. I mean, look at that. Look at the prestige tier. I almost said pinnacle there. Do apologise. That's going to be mega. I mean, you're averaging 1.6 a lap. You're going to 2 or 3 tenths is probably going to be about half a second, because obviously the size of Austria as well. So it's going to be extremely tight. With how many corners has it got? Three corners, something like that.
Don't remind me how stacked it is. Oh god.
Hello, Fletcher. You right? Are you there, mate?
I mean, I'm going.
How's it going? You alright? Yeah, not too bad. You excited for start of the season? What tier did you end up in, Fletcher? All right, and have you applied for a team contract yet? Oh, good stuff. Tom, what about you? Have you applied for a car yet? A team contract?
I haven't. I'm not telling you anything.
Emily, I'm sure I've seen your name come through.
Oh, Nick knows I've applied for a team. He knows and he's asking me.
Yeah, but I can't say it, can I? That would be like breaking the code.
Yeah.
Ferrari. There you are, Ferrari.
Might be, maybe.
Mercedes and Ferrari. That's what he's gone for.
Yeah, I have seen a couple of drivers have applied for about 5 teams, so they obviously really want to get pen to paper before.
You can put your eggs in. You can put your eggs in other baskets, then, can you?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to stay committed. Yeah.
Can I just say very quickly, because I'm going to shoot off now. I want to wish Kian good luck in the Prestige tier.
Thank you,
racing
mate.
last season in podium. I think he's kind of like representing us as a group because, I'll be following him. I'm sure most of the lads will be following him. So we wish him the best of luck. And obviously MLA, both from being the official drivers. So good luck to both of you, but to Kian a little bit more. Right? I'll shoot off.
Yeah.
Pleasure speaking to you, and hopefully I'll catch us in the chat another time. Cheers, lads.
Cheers, Tom.
Bye now.
See you later.
No problem.
It looks like you got a lot of expectations resting on your shoulders now, Kian.
Yeah. Well, of course. I don't know. Yeah. 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 We've still got a long way to go. But for like improvement, but yeah. Yeah. Got a lot to come, but I've improved a lot, but still got loads to go.
And how's your internet connection ahead of the new season, Kian? Maplin are closing down, so they're 50% off most products if you want to head down.
Oh yes. No,
So-
I'll be okay. I think it's probably, let's just say it's a lot better than what it was. I'll be fine.
That's it. You've gone round to MLA's house and pulled his Ethernet cable out his PS4, yeah?
Yeah. I have, yes.
Good stuff.
Gathering
Alright,
up everyone else.
before we go, I'm going to quick fire all of you. Wings for Austria. What are you going to run?
2-7.
2.7. Fletcher, what about you?
1-9.
MLA?
Secret.
Oh!
I've not decided yet.
Kian?
Never settled yet.
I'm undecided. Probably 1-9, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not fixed on that yet.
Alright, well, if you want to know MLA and Kian's, just head over to Time Trial and load their setup. Alright, thank you all for joining us this week for the Let's Talk F1 TS Hub. Next week, of course, you got the teammate selection, so if you get a contract agreed with a team, you'll then get to pick one of the 10 drivers in your tier who hasn't had a contract agreed. And vice versa. If you don't get a contract agreed, then you can await someone to call out your name next Friday. So best of luck, and if I don't speak to you before, best of luck in Austria.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's going to be a very fun ride, especially trying to challenge Beast Ass. Good challenge.
Big
Good
challenge.
high expectations for yourself.
You can just always do what Sean did in Japan for MLA last season.
Just straight line a corner or something and say you beat his lap time.
No, they went spinning off into the grass, if I remember correctly, and I bet MLA was going. I'll transfer you that later, Sean, to your bank account. Alright, guys,
No, I
thank you very
think,
much. What happened? Go on, tell us what happened over the team radio.
No. I think Sean was so desperate to actually, defend from Beastas, but his stats are just not up to scratch on this game. So I wasn't really surprised at the time that Beastas was able to get alongside. So, yeah.
Awesome. Alright, guys.
I need to go and watch this stream. I need to see what happened.
Alright, guys, all the best,
Thank you.
and I will speak to you soon.